Hi everybody, it's Megan. This week we are supposed to be talking about a childhood memory. I do not have the greatest memories, so I'm going to do my best. Back in elementary school, the music teachers came around to the third grade classrooms and introduced us to the stringed instruments, and we were able to decide if we wanted to learn how to play any of them. I did. I wanted to learn how to play the cello. My mom, she was a single mother of 3, so we didn't have a lot of money, and I was unable to rent an instrument from the school. So between 4th and 6th grade, I think I had maybe 3 or 4 lessons. Fast forward to 7th grade, I was going to Stroud, and I had been speaking with the music teacher because I wanted to learn how to play cello. So Mrs. Madonia was her name. She was finally able to clear up some time, and I was able to go during my study halls and learn how to play the cello. I had only been able to go for about a month or 2 before we ended up moving. I ended up going to Staley. I enrolled into orchestra there, and they didn't have any more cellos for me to even use while at school. They were all rented out. So my choices were either violin or viola. I chose violin. So instead of sitting in with everybody else in orchestra, because they'd all been playing for a few years at this point, I sat out in the hallway and practiced. I went to lessons and I practiced in the hallway, and I believe orchestra was every other day. So I sat in the hallway and I practiced and I practiced and I practiced my little heart out. By the end of the school year, I had pretty much caught up with everybody else. So that just goes to show you how much I practiced, and I was really into it. I was enjoying it. I loved it. I wasn't able to practice over the summer because I didn't have a violin and school wasn't in session, so I couldn't rent one from the school, and besides, we couldn't really afford one. So then the following school year started, and I was in with the rest of the kids in the orchestra. I still wasn't really all that good, but good enough that I could fake it till I made it. And I did. So then middle school, they have, if I can remember, I can't really remember, they have things like all county and all state, basically kind of like competitions. I think I never got to go. My Mrs. Baker, she wanted me to go. She felt that I was ready to go, and I had been playing for just about a year, and she wanted me to go to All County, and so she sent home the forms, and my mother couldn't sign off on them because it cost money, and we didn't have money, so I didn't get to go. So I was a little disappointed, but I became so passionate about violin. I would practice. I have a violin now, but I don't really play anymore. I want to get back into it. But then, I continued playing orchestra all throughout middle school and into high school. But then, freshman year of high school, we moved to New Hartford, and we moved right around Halloween. So I had already been practicing the songs that we were supposed to do at RFA for our Christmas concert. And so New Hartford Orchestra was much, much smaller. I want to say they had probably about less than 30 students, give or take, in orchestra there. So if I struggled during a song, I couldn't really fake it because I would stick out like a sore thumb. Um, so I ended up dropping out of orchestra, but then the following year I went back to RFA and I re-enrolled into orchestra, and by this time I was first violin. I think I was probably about fourth chair. I can't really remember. But I worked hard on it, and you know things happen. I ended up dropping out of high school. Um, the only reason why I went for as long as I did was for orchestra. I loved orchestra. It was the only thing that kept me going as long as I went. Um, but like I said, I don't really have the greatest memory. So I do apologize. I feel like I just kind of rambled and a little on this one. Um, but yeah, I learned how to play the violin. I became very passionate about it. Unfortunately, I did lose that passion, but I would like to get it back someday. All right. Have a nice weekend. Bye.